Recently, I attended a conference where the presenter was Peter Holland, a consumer protection attorney in Maryland. In his opening remarks, his description of the debt-buying world rang true. It's a world that impacts hundreds of thousands of families each year, but has relatively few players. A few dozen debt collection law firms, a relatively small number of judges, and an extremely small number of consumer protection attorneys. Not only that, but most know very little about this segment of the law, even though the junk debt buyer collection cases clog the courts in every state. This billion-dollar industry creates total chaos and countless lives, yet if you were to take a poll of random attorneys, it's likely that very few would have any understanding of how the junk debt buying system really works. I would venture to bet that if you could take a poll of consumer protection attorneys, and many of them would not even be aware of what extent consumers are being abused and the rule of law set aside in the name of efficiency and justice. And the junk debt buyers like it this way. The less light that's shined on their industry, the better it will be for them. At the conference, an audio recording from a recent court session in the state of Washington was played where a judge was explaining to a group of defendants who had been sued by a junk debt buyer how the creditor's attorneys were there to assist the court in getting the debt collection cases resolved, and then actively encouraging each of them to meet with the debt buyer's attorney and sign off on a judgment. The judge went so far to tell the small crowd that signing off on the judgment wouldn't harm their credit so long as they made payments on the judgment, which is absolutely not true. There was no presentation of evidence, no trial, just a judge telling consumers to go ahead and sign off on the judgment. It's beyond concerning how defendants in the credit card collection cases are treated by the debt buying industry as well as many courts. Safeguards that are put in place in the form of the rules of evidence and rules of civil procedure are often completely disregarded by the court because, well, they owe someone, right? Obtaining a judgment in a court should mean that a creditor has come into the court, proven their case with admissible evidence, and demonstrated what is owed and how it was calculated. If a debt buyer can't do that, they shouldn't be awarded a judgment with all the power that that provides. The reason that junk debt buyers get away with railroading their cases through the courts is because not enough consumers push back. It's time for people who are the targets of the junk debt buying system to fight back against the abuses and hold junk debt buyers accountable for their shoddy and often illegal debt collection practices. Thanks for watching.